and welcome to the Rise and Grind Morning Show here on Radius Radio at Arrows Independent Studios in the fabulous 505's Duke City. This morning I have the very special honor of having a very good individual drag herself out of bed for me and get everything coming out here so she could make this day with me and with y'all. Very, very, very special, dear lady. She's doing some big things with what their accomplishments are with their business. They are providing a lot of different individualistic situations with their events, with their donations, with their charity drives, with the local artists from here in Albuquerque, Corrales, all around New Mexico in the 505 and the 575. And stepping into some different arenas where they'll be reaching out into a lot of other states, so y'all will be hearing a little bit more and a lot more about them, particularly with their business. It is truly an honor this morning to introduce to y'all my guest here, Mz.Teresa Ruiz from ABQ-BBQ. Good morning, how are we doing?
Good morning, everybody. We're doing well. It's a beautiful morning. Thank you for getting me up to see the sunrise.
Yeah,
I appreciate it.
Yeah, much love and respect to you. And now, and thank you so much for getting up. Listen, tell us a little bit about yourself first.
So, I'm a native New Mexican. I have lived everywhere, but I always come home. There's something about Luca that calls me back. And when I say I've lived everywhere, I've lived in Buffalo, New York. I've lived in LA. I've lived in Phoenix. I've lived in Texas, working in the oil fields. I was a gypsy. But born here in New Mexico, and I always come home. And there's nothing like home. Home feels great.
Right. Most definitely the land of entrapment.
That's right.
Shit, but it's still, we call it home.
That's
We
right.
got beautiful things here. We have a serious culture. We have so much openness and opportunity itself. Diversity. It's a big actual melting pot. But one thing that's undeniable, our culture sits with no matter what race you are here in New Mexico. And that's an achievement where such racism and hatred have progressed throughout time itself and still goes on today, unfortunately. But our culture sits with each and every individual who is a New Mexican. And we spread that out through other places. And people like yourselves, and doing things of what you're doing, you know, those are pluses that take us to those levels for the acknowledgement of where we do come from. We are actually in the United States, people. We're not in the border. We're at the border. We are New Mexico, Nuevo Mexico, for those of you who are of the other name.
I always laugh because, you know, they say that you're Jamaican American or you're Jewish American.
Right.
Whatever the tag or the label needs to be for the rest of America. Here in New Mexico, we say you're a Mexican. We don't say you're an American or a Peruvian. We say you're a Mexican. I have a Celtic in my restaurant Thursday nights, and they're known as Irish Mexicans. It's always Mexicans.
Yes, exactly. Much love to each and every one of you who do hold our culture. And for those who are not familiar with it, we are going to be reaching out to y'all and giving you a little bit of that taste, that sabor, that flavor that we grew up on ourselves. Through that individualistic endeavor there, we're going to go back over here and we're going to speak about some of that sabor where we can get it. You are very tied into a very, very, very cultural, family-orientated, strong family-orientated, like on a large level, business that, would you care to elaborate on?
So, I work very closely with Chef John Young, who is a local face here in New Mexico. If you're eating fine dining, you've seen John Young. If you're listening to the radio shows and the cook shows, you've seen him on TV. You've heard. This man has 18 years French culinary expertise behind him, but he's a farmer from Corrales. We grew up on a pig farm. At one point, I believe my grandmother had over 200 pigs. So we know meat.
Yes.
And being from New Mexico, what are we famous for, y'all?
Come on. on top.
The red and green chile.
And the red and green chile, yes,
So, growing up, when we would have a butcher, or it was usually in the harvest in October, we would butcher a pig, and the neighbors would bring corn, and the other neighbors, they'd bring potatoes, and everybody brought something. And we butchered this big old 1,000-pound pig, and we'd stuff it full of potatoes, green chile, corn, wrap it in a gunny sack, and bury it for 16 hours. Well, it's buried, you've got all the family there in the yard, and there's a big bonfire, and the viejitos, they're playing the guitar, and the kids are running around chasing each other, robbing for apples, and this is a 16-hour event. Everybody brings a tent, spend the night. In the morning you wake up, you pull that pig out of the ground, and everybody's eating. Oh, my God.
Get to it.
That's how we do it here in New Mexico. And that's what we're selling in our restaurant. Not just that flavor and that taste and the aromas, but the feeling. When you walk into our restaurant, you feel that family, that connection, that years of ancestry, the recipes, the gente, the way we talk, the way we treat you. You're going to feel like you walked into 1957 and you were part of the game.
Yes, exactly. Most definitely. You had a recent event for an opening of sorts, and a lot of the lowrider community came out. We came out as well. We're all tied with that and stuff like this. Impala's Car Club, Explicit, La Familia, Much Love Rollers Only, the one and only, the man, the myth himself, Lorenzo Otero House. He is a strong individual in the actual community, not just the lowrider community and abroad, and he is a very, very good individual. When he comes out and puts his name against something that he believes in, 10 out of 10, you take that into heed, into consideration, that it's going to go down the way he states it's going to go down with him backing his name on it. And this particular event we were involved in, and the hospitality, the fucking smile, just the atmosphere, the vibe was completely undeniably in New Mexico. And like on a real level, there wasn't no fake shit because you have to be at the door greeting people, or you have to be there serving these individuals and have a smile on your face even though you're having a bad day. The bill was positive. It wasn't negative in any way, manner, or form. And you put it down for all of us in this much love and respect to Chef John Young himself. He sat down with me for a quick moment. He was real busy doing the thing. He's a very incredible individual. You put this out there, and you took care of all of us. And
my favorite part of the day of the event, we had the band, we had the cars, we had the babes, we had the booze, but I gotta tell you, my favorite part of the event was when it was over and the customers left, and we brought all that head in and helped us put it together, House and his club and all the Impala clubs and you guys and the bands and the music, and we sat them down at a table and we ate like a family.
Fuck yes, I loved it. It actually did. It was like a family atmosphere. Like we sat down like at dinner at grandma's house or mama's house, and it was exactly what you stated. It's fucking truly incredible. I love it. You have other flavors and dishes on your menu. Can you kind of guide us some of the things off the top that?
So Chef John started a restaurant called, Chef John started in a food truck. He started in a food truck called 40 Feet of Fine Dining, and he would course out a 7-course meal with European cuisine, sauces, garlics, pastas, poached salmons, things like that. So when he outgrew that food truck, he got a building, and he opened that building and he called it Fresh Bistro, and it was a French cafe. That was 2.5 years in the making, 5-star rated throughout its whole lifetime. Unfortunately, with the new building and the new concept, there was just no way to run both restaurants. So we fused the two together, and now they're both under one roof. You can get your French cuisine or your barbecue, which works out really good because if your old lady is a vegetarian and doesn't want barbecue, but you need some ribs, I got you.
Exactly. It'll accommodate any palate, any bon appetit.
Yeah, exactly.
and it's incredible. And of course, naturally, the red and green chili are utilized through these dishes upon request, or some of them are made that particular way.
Well, actually, all of our barbecue sauces are made from either Chimayo red or Young Guns Hatch green.
shit.
As a matter of fact, there's a sign outside my restaurant because when we first opened this concept, we were getting some feedback from the Tejanos and the diehard barbecue fans because this is Manhattan, this is New Mexican style cooking.
Yes.
This is New Mexican style barbecue. So we got a lot of feedback from the other cultures. Well, this is barbecue. So we had to throw a sign outside of our restaurant and it says New Mexican barbecue. And underneath it says Texas is 360 miles that way. Louisiana is 4,700 miles that way. But that's what you're looking for, because right here we're selling taste New Mexico.
Right. Much love and respect to Memphis. Much love and respect to Louisiana. Much love and respect to Texas. That was not what we were implying, but y'all gotta come out this motherfucking way and see how we really, really do it.
It's all different styles, and there's 4 regions of barbecue, and they've been the 4 regions for over 100 years.
Yes.
New Mexico should be the 5th region. It should have been 100 years ago. We've been doing barbecue for over 100 years.
You got the fucking Santa Fe Trail. They came through this motherfucker regardless. We should be like a little bit higher on that list. I would consider that.
I believe we should be the 5th region of barbecue. We're not, but that's going to change with Chef John.
Shit,
Chef
we
John
can look into that shit.
Chef John's getting ready to, he's taking a class right now to learn how to bottle our sauces.
Really?
So eventually we're going to take our sauces nationwide. So if you are in Memphis and you're curious, I got you. Give me a year, I'll be on your grocery store shelf.
Fuck yeah, most definitely. Shit, I think truly realistically, we're not selling no wolf ticket. I think it's going to be a lot sooner than that. As a matter of fact, I'm pretty sure of that. You have a support system as well.
I'd love to get into there.
Utilized through y'all's restaurant, through your establishment, through your place, your geographical location, if you will. You're pushing a lot of the local artists, of course, naturally. We have some strong supporters here. Unique himself, Mr. Josh Perez, Six, Scott Bibiano, Dre, Reloaded Talent himself. We have Sin Vargas. Numerous other ones, promoters and things of this nature that are out there. Mark Demise himself, much love and respect to you, crazy fucking baby, Justin. And you have opened your door, not just in the hip hop scene, it's into the rock, the country, the jazz, the Celtic, like you had spoke about. You have that melting pot type atmosphere there, and it works real well with your location. Let me rephrase that. With the location of your grounding, your footing, where your establishment is placed, it accommodates that feel no matter what. Anything can go through there. It has that vibe. You also into some other things, but we'll step first here and go that way before I overstep myself. Where did your inclination come, or the thought, the idea to utilize the live music on all genres through your establishment?
Well, so Chef John, when he was creating this second concept, he had the New Mexico country vibe. And like I said, we're wild farmers from Texas. We're not rich, uppity people. We're not at the bottom. We're just right in the middle, and we're a little wild and crazy. So especially myself. So when he brought this concept into his mind, he always had me as his GM in mind, because he knows my background. He knows I grew up hood. He knows that I'm all about local artists and the gente here in Luque. And it was kind of like a social experiment for him, because he's got, let's just say, the elite at his first restaurant. So with Hector, the real rich people, the people with backing that some of us could only fathom.
Upper echelon type.
Yes, exactly. So he's got those people in his pocket from his first restaurant. Now he's opening up his second restaurant, and the second concept is wild and crazy. So we're doing this social experiment inside the restaurant, which is insane. We're melting the two. Our restaurant's right across the street from a couple of trailer parks. And the first thing I did was I made sure I went in there and I stuck my hand out and I introduced myself to every one of those trailers. And I wanted them to know, hey, where you're pinning.
Right.
We got your back. You want to walk to the bar and have a beer after work? I got you. As a matter of fact, I got a free happy hour fucking buffet set out for you. Not only am I going to give you a beer, but I'm going to feed you and make sure you walk across the street without getting hit by a car because you're all commercial. So for him, it was a melting experiment to see how I would fuse with his upper class clientele.
Right.
And so the only way I knew how to do that, and there not be any questions at all,
Exactly.
And that's what I did. I had a metal thrash band out front, I had lowriders in the parking lot, I had beggars and rat rods and bikes and full patched motorcycle riders flying their flags and
family,
kids running around and girls that are white and brown and green and yellow and
purple. I seen a couple with purple.
Yeah, purple girl had legs all the way to her neck.
I have pictures of her.
But we wanted to
Good
make
looking
sure.
out. I appreciate it.
Yeah, we wanted to make sure that we melted it all together that day. That way there was no question as to who we were and what we were about.
Or who we would or would not accept or decline.
There was on Facebook, or on Yelp itself, there was some reviews. Oh, that band was so loud. And we were looking for, and my response to them was, we're going to make noise. We wanted you to know who we were from the jump. That's why we put it out there like that, because we're not going to be quiet.
Before we go any further, I'd like to send a special shout out to Suicide Shifter, who are there, the band that they are speaking of. To me, they will be coming as a guest appearance on my Rise and Grind morning show here on Radius Radio. Hopefully next week I'll be getting back with them. But they were not. They were extremely. If you care for something of this nature with a rock group, seriously contact Suicide Shifter. They got down.
You can get a hold of them through Ron Freeman, because that's their promoter. He's a good guy from Chi-Town. We love him. He's a Chi-Town Mexican. So we're going to give him much props.
Yeah, much love and respect. Maybe we could get him on air, or we get him here in the studio and on the station and see what we can do with that. You work real well with some other individuals, like I mentioned with Unique Josh Perez himself. He has his hand in the cookie jar, so to speak, in a lot of senses. He does push a lot of individualistic things. He is out there. He has his feet wet in the water with us, that with what he's doing, he's trying to achieve, and the backing and support, we push the shit out of him. You are a strong supporter in the individualistic ventures of Mr. Unique himself.
I keep telling Josh every time we sit down, he needs to run for mayor. He has the insight, the passion, the devotion, and the reach to actually make shit happen. Anytime he puts together a protest, me and mine are there. He's protesting for the right things. He's making noise for the right reasons.
Right.
He's fighting. We all love to fight. We're from New Mexico.
Yeah, exactly.
We love to look
bang the gong.
Yeah, but this guy, he's fighting for all the right things, and for that, I give him much respect. Prior to this, I didn't know much about his promotional stuff or his music stuff, and I even heard about some boxing stuff back in the way back, but I didn't know anything about that.
Right.
What I knew was the man I saw out there fighting CYFT. Right. And that man right there is...
That stood up, and to that effect, that aspect, we were out there as well. Some of the other things, now I spoke with Mr. Perez last night actually, and I'll be jumping in there for him on some other behalfs, that we do have some of the other ins and outs that he does need, and it can help him through this path where he's sailing upon. And we got you. Don't even trip, you crazy baby, you motherfucker, I love you. But listen, coming into those things, what do you watch? I'm gonna back away from that one for a moment, okay? Because you and I will come back on my show after that part, because where you're going with that particular endeavor, we'll sit tight on it. So because you know how it is. Unfortunately, we're not saying no motherfucking names, but a lot of people start jumping on the ideas of some other people's and take it as their own. But at the same time, they fail in that situation. And then it kind of deters the other individuals to a sense, respectfully, so that you don't go ahead and still throw it out, because then it's going to look like you were trying to get onto their thing. And we just don't want that right now, because what you have is very one of a kind. And you know which one I'm talking about. So we'll get with that maybe next week, because now we got a couple of things to tie up with between ourselves, with the station, with Radius and Arrows and ourselves in this nature. And we're going to get, like we had spoke about. Let's go this way then. You do have a full bar there as well, inside ABQ-BBQ.
Well, we don't have a full service bar. What we have is a beer online. But like I said, we're smart like a fox. So what we did was we looked into the distributors to see what they had that would make up for not having beer. Because myself, I don't do beer, and I don't do wine.
Well,
you know
shit,
me.
fuck,
You know
yeah,
what I mean?
fuck.
So to open a restaurant where I can't drink kind of broke my heart. So we looked into the distributors to see what we could find out there that would be equivalent to replace that booze. And what I find was buying stimulators. And I gotta tell you, this is insane. You're looking at 22% alcohol by volume, so you're still getting paid off of it. You don't get the burn that you get with the tequila, but that bottom taste and how buzz you get when you smoke, it's the same.
Something else that, you know what, when you said that, I'm very glad you brought that up. Strangely enough, my nephew, Moreno Chavez, out there on the route right now, much love and respect, the support, of course, naturally taking care of your fucking crazy ass uncle like that. I much love you guys like that. You, the Hita, crazy Amanda, the kids, much love and respect. But he's a distributor. We won't get into those, but yes, we have some other place, and we'll get you connected with him. And because of that situation, I'm sure we can hammer out that individual and shit like that. Now, your happy hour. Let's go back to that. What time is your happy hour?
Well, before we talk about
When
time,
I got there and shit, it was like happy hour all goddamn evening. I love you for that shit.
well, you know, we gotta keep our hands smiling. We work too hard to smile. So before we talk about the time of my happy hour, let me break my happy hour down for you. I'm an OG. I'm an old lady with gray hair. My happy hours were in the 80s and 90s, and you would go after work, and you'd order a beer, and you pay full price for your beer, but they would lay out a spread for a key. You have, like, let's just put one of the local restaurants on the spot that we go. You walk in there, you order your margarita, and they have chilereros, chips, salsa, queso, fruta, todo, ensalada. And all you had to do was drink there. And you got treated like a king. They would feed you for free. So that's gone away over the last 20 years along with service and free food doesn't exist anymore. Unless you walk into my restaurant.
Right.
So our happy hour, we put out a nice little spread for you. You get the chips, you get my mom's homemade salsa. My chef is always throwing together some crazy New Mexican concoction. I think this week we're going to work with some torta de huevo, see how that goes. So you get free food. It starts at 3 and ends at 6. I take $1 off all your draft beers. So I hook you up on not only your happy hour pricing for your booze, but I feed you. The free food in my restaurant is a blessing because you're getting a 5-star chef for free.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes. Mandatory.
And then after happy hour at 6 o'clock, that's when the live venues start. Happy hours Wednesday through Friday. The bands start playing Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday night, and Sunday day. So I've got 4 different bands, 4 different types of music, 4 different nights to pick from. And we can be doing the salsa night where we're doing pretty girls and teach them how to dance. Just for my own entertainment.
Fuck yeah. We will be broadcasting live. On behalf of the Rising Grind Morning Show and Rangers Radio, I will be actually personally have the exclusive. Thank you so much for reporting that live. Film at 11.
If we can get it.
Or $39.95 for the uncut version. We got you. Or you can download the video on my Pornhub channel. Oh, God, let's do that. But what you're talking about, see, those things are
Roots of our identity.
and I can't even say a rarity because it's non-existent anymore. I grew up with La Zoya. I grew up in the South Broadway area here. I had La Zoya, the Welding. Their family is tied in like ours in South Broadway or in the Sticks. Much love and respect to South Broadway, Mr. Yule, Stadium Liquor, and all y'all motherfuckers. Well, on the outskirts right there by Guadalupe Park. I grew up 2 blocks from St. Francis Church off of Broadway and Pacific. But they had the flamenco dancers. I went to Eugene Field Elementary. I went to St. Francis Parochial School. I actually, believe it or not, was an altar boy. I know, right? I went to Washington Middle School and I went to Albuquerque High. But in Washington, during the middle school part, La Zoya's wife, she would teach the flamenco dance to the girls and to the boys as well. They had a class actual on their curriculum for these individualistic classes. All that shit's gone nowadays. And like you stated, our heritage, that comes from us.
We talked about this. We want to talk about the state of our state. Well, let's take some credit where credit's due. That's our fuck up, yo. We did that. We made that happen. It's not 100% us. Yes, the government. Yes, the policies. Yeah, the drugs. Yeah, Breaking Bad, made meth famous. Our arm them with roots and something to fall back on. And myself included, as a mother of 8 kids, half of my children didn't get that experience. They didn't get to learn how to make tortillas in the kitchen. They didn't get to learn how to butcher. They didn't get to learn the things that New Mexico is famous for.
To make tortillas by scratch, tortillas from scratch.
Cook beans on a wood-burning stove. It's all day event, man. You gotta say, if we would have armed our children with a different insight, we might not be as bad as we are today. And it's salvageable. We can bring back the old ways. We can sit our kids down. We can tell them it's okay to stay home. It's okay to be a mom and a wife. Yeah, you can still go work. You can still earn that money and keep your family together. But it's okay not to. They don't think that it's okay anymore. They think that if they're not earning,
they're not living. Exactly. It's unfortunate. There are tremendous, astronomical numbers here in New Mexico with rucas who are actually good girls. It's the technological side that we shelled off to our children. That you're right. That here, get out of my way. Here's love. Here's the new iPhone. That's love. Fuck, teach you, instill this shit like you're talking about. The traditions and culture of our heritage, of our family, our roots. So that way they can fucking survive if something goes wrong in this motherfucker, which it more than likely will. Unfortunately, they might be the ones to see that in their children, and they're not gonna know what the fuck. And these dumb fucks, they ain't dumb. They'll just turn the power switch off. You ain't got no more goddamn phone. But you're not gonna know how to fucking eat and survive out here in what we do. I remember shooting lizards when I was little, you know what I mean, in the arroyos.
Now they give our kids a gun and see
See what I'm saying? Exactly. See, things of it's a catch-22. It completely flipped, and it's unfortunate. Things revolve. History, music, fashion, things, it comes back. But unfortunately, right now, our youth is upside down. They capsized, and they're drowning. They're fucking sinking. And in the technology, and they, like you stated, they believe that this should be what's real world. Just because Google says it doesn't mean it's fucking true. You can't pour some syrup on a piece of shit and call it a pancake to me.
No.
But these youth, they don't. It's hard for them. And like I stated, there are good men out here, but everything's so machoism and I'm gangster, I'm G. The true epitome of gangsterism.
Take care of your family.
It was take care of your family. They had dignity. They had class. They had self-respect. They were fucking ruthless fucking people. But they took care of what they had to. They had their roots grounded. And that's why their accomplishments were that history-making in a criminalistic era. What scared the government about that is because these people stood up to something else that they was, I'm not idolizing it or condoning it. Much love and respect. No, I'm just kidding. We won't say no names on more,
So I was watching this video with Josh Pettis as well. I'm going to bring Josh back.
Yes, let's bring Josh back.
So he's cruising down, I think it's Candelaria.
Okay.
And he goes over the underpass right just before he gets to university. And underneath the bridge, there's his father, and he's not out his bridge. And Josh sees it, and he pulls over, and he gets out, and he schools this child, and it's all on Facebook Live, and we're all watching. And I thought, it's about time. It's about time. The gangster was loud, stood up and said, this is not okay.
Right.
It's not okay to hit a woman. It's not okay to bring a
It's
child. It's not okay. These little rights. If you get into your family history and you talk to some of the ghettos in your family, we all got them,
Yeah, exactly.
They were the ones.
3-6 number.
They were the ones that taught us morals because they were taught in the joint. You don't mess with children. You don't mess with women. You don't mess with family. So these moral stones, these are stepping stones that we should have taught our children.
Yes.
But we didn't.
Unfortunately.
Like I said, this is all fixable shit. This is all shit that we can take our grandchildren and even our 22-year-old sons and tell them, look, check this guy out on Facebook.
Yes.
He's doing that.
Yes.
Some
encouragement.
teachable.
Exactly. Some encouragement, motivation. That's why I push everybody as much as I can. I don't give a shit if you're doing it right. I'll push you. I'm very fortunate to be able to be in these positions because I meet individuals like you. And I don't look for that pat on my back. For years, anyone who knows me will tell you the only thing I ever ever said was, I want my people to excel. I did not center out an individualistic race. When I said my people, my gente, it's because those who are actually portraying themselves with the ganas, with the desire to fulfill the accomplishment they're seeking out in their goal to achieve and do it right without the disrespect and things of this nature. ABQ-BBQ with you, Mr. Young, you guys, the orientation that you guys bring across is actually a foundation, a strong cornerstone for these things that can take place and have been started off from the gate. You guys have something else very, very, very extraordinary in your possession, and it is actually utilized through your company's endeavors. Do you care to elaborate a little bit on your food truck? That's a bad motherfucker, and it has actual New Mexico history behind it from its original fucking left of the showroom floor.
So this food truck is a I always get the year wrong, but I think it's a 1932 old news van for KOB.
KOB radio.
So there's pictures of this bus, brand new, when KOB bought it, and the whole news crew standing in front of it inside our food truck. And it's not a normal food truck. When you think food trucks, you think of those guys that are selling hot dogs on Central. This food truck,
no, it is far from that.
Step inside this food truck and you're going to take yourself back to a 1940s fine dining food cart. You're looking at red seats, brass rail handlebars, the kitchen on the inside. You can actually watch your chef put out a 7-course meal. And we're talking poached salmon, garlic asparagus, the best of the best. And it's all done right before you. You can only put 6 couples, so there's only 12 people at a time. And it is
see, and it is a moving, actual, workable vehicle. So you're on a route, so to speak. You could go to different spots, Hemis to the Springs. You could go to the Crest.
When he first started, we couldn't get, because we're in New Mexico, the land of DWI. We couldn't get
and scored in house.
we couldn't get a license. So for a 5-star chef to put out a 7-course meal with a wine option was a tricky,
right,
to say the least.
Right.
So instead of calling it a dinner, you call it an adventure. You go to everybody on the bus and you drive them to Ponta Rosa, where we're known for our wineries, and you would match our food with their wine. Now your dinner, instead of being $25 to sit in some parking lot and leave, it becomes an adventure. You're paying $75 a head, and you're having an all-day event, and it was well worth it. People were fighting on social media. It's my turn. That's actually how the second building was born, or the first building was born. That's how Fresh Bistro was born. We just couldn't keep up with the demand for the food truck.
Right.
And still, it's a little specialty to our lifelong followers. We bring the food truck out once a month. We hook it up for a private dinner. Like it's on Facebook. Look for that menu to come out. Be the first to reserve, because like I said, we can only put 6 people in there.
Right.
I mean 6 couples, so that's 12 people. Once a month, check it out. It's one of those things you've got to do at least once in your life.
Oh yeah, fuck yeah, most definitely. We had the great pleasure on this couple of weeks ago to actually have a tour from you, Ms. Ruiz, yourself upon that. And I gotta tell you, I mean, I see these stupid, crazy cars all damn day, all my life. We sit in them, live in them, you know, we've had them and have them, things of this nature. And this is truly custom to the fullest, especially in a dining atmosphere. It is something that, I mean, Trump would want to fucking get on just because of his ego, and then of course naturally because it is that precedence of that upper part.
But I have to wear one of those shirts that says FDP.
Well, yeah, I see it. We'll be bumping some Nipsey Hussle in the back. Fuck Donald Trump.
Well,
You know, we got you though here.
I'll take your money, but I'll wear my t-shirt.
Your Secret Service agents come in, you know, we got you. We're here for you, you know. ABQ-BBQ shit, they on and popping. Listen, so the truck, is it still available for once a month, right? into all the contact information here
Just
just
like it's on
momentarily.
Facebook, it's easy.
Yeah, it's a lot easier. We'll be breaking all those contacts down like that, the Facebook, including mobile space, everything, you know, they there.
Oh,
You know,
oh, here.
we got you, shit.
Watch out. Bringing it back old school.
Get your
Give me some
video.
Zach Roger on the radio. Oh, man.
Fuck yeah, most definitely. Listen, now, it kicked over with the food truck, and it took off. You guys had an astronomical calling because of it, like you did state, but I want to go this way because it is a rarity. It is common knowledge. They state a statistical number that a restaurant of any type, if it cannot profit into the green out of the red within the first 2 years, it'll fail. You guys took off with the truck alone. In what time?
So the truck itself, and we like to break rules and break.
Fuck yeah, welcome to the real world.
I was getting into a little bit about Chef John, but the truck itself, 6 months. We grew out of that truck. We got a building, and the building had 2 seats in it, so it was a little adobe custom, a very quaint little place. 2.5 years, 5-star rated in that building. He never made a single dollar in his pocket. He never profited. He was never in the black. Always in the red. You know how he did that?
Because he gave back what he
Absolutely.
100% undeniable return to the people.
To the people.
To the people.
That's it.
He did not request any fucking thing
There were
for
days
himself or there, but all he asked for is the acknowledgement, not to pat himself on the back, but just for the establishment of his future goal.
The reason he is grinding so hard is because he's a family man, he's got 2 sons and a granddaughter, and he wants to know when he leaves this planet that there's hope for them to have some kind of financial future. That's it, period.
And an instillment of encouragement, realism, morals, and values
Those are first and foremost.
foremost.
First and
And
foremost.
the groundwork for them to succeed farther and take his dream even that next step.
There was
And to
days
carry that condition on
in the
him.
beginning of that restaurant, when that restaurant was being built, there was days where he would run the restaurant, get off at 10 o'clock at night, and go to a side road to pay the rent. Because he was an electrician. This has been a struggle for him from the beginning, just to be able to say, I donated 100% of my profit to something better than me, something stronger than me, something more needy than me. So, Chef John Young, and I really wanted to get into this. A lot of people don't know this about me, but me and my mother were adopted by the Youngs. Grandpa Jack Young, who's the man who showed us all how to be human beings. And we came from a rough, like everybody else. I could imagine what kind of murderer I would be if the Youngs never stepped in and took care of us. The things my mother was being taught at a young age could definitely have made me a serial killer. Could definitely have made me rapist of children.
A
Definitely.
little bit of onions in there.
Perhaps.
Still in the chef, still throwing the barbecue scene.
But these people stepped into our lives like miracles, and they pulled us out of that insanity, and they taught us right from wrong and moral background, and how to be subservient to the needy. And without that, I don't know who I would be. So I've got to give much love to my grandfather Jack Young and my uncle John Young now, who is leading the same fight that my uncle John.
Yes, much love and respect to the Young family, especially. I mean, mad love and respect. Sincerely, I mean that.
My grandmother every year, Grandma Happy, we call her Grandma Lola. Every year she puts together an event that takes care of domestic violence survivors, and whether it's $1,000 or $50,000, she goes up to the domestic violence shelter every year on Christmas Day and passes out whatever it is that we've gathered throughout the year in charity for these people. Chef John's wife is a double mastectomy survivor of breast cancer, so at least six times, that's every other month, we have an event where 100% of our profit goes to breast cancer.
Cancer Society, breast
Last
cancer.
month we did Sliders for Riders, which was a muscular dystrophy.
Yes.
Every month we have one day out of the month where 100% of our profits goes to a charity. And that's how
feeling it's an obligation. It's not something of this. It is coming from the heart. It's not, oh, well, I'm looking for acknowledgement or a pat on the back or a like on fucking Facebook for what you're doing. You guys are doing it to make that change. And those little paths open bigger roadways to other individuals to start looking into things of that nature.
Let's get
our shit together.
Our tithing or our donations, let's triple it. You know what I mean? Let's get me together, Chef John together with House, and we've got Josh Perez, and we're going to be the drop-off this year for the toy donation.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Let's get together with the biker community.
Right. Toys for Tots. I've seen it every year since I was born and raised.
Yes.
And that is another cultural instillment we have in New Mexico.
Yes.
The Marine Corps gets out there with the bikers. I mean, they come with a unification, no matter what color they're flying, for these children. And it is a big run, it is a big event, and it is something each and every one of y'all do need to see here in Albuquerque, New Mexico. It takes place in December, or the latter part of November, depending on the situation. And it is something that is so unbelievably visual that will change your heartstrings.
Just showing up to the event makes you feel like you did something good.
Yes.
And that feeling that you walk away with after leaving that event will carry you through the whole week, bro.
Yep.
Through the whole week, you'll be shaking babies and kissing hands.
Yes, exactly. On a real level, looking like a goddamn politician. Well,
it just gives you the giving gives back, and a lot of people don't realize this, but you feel better about yourself. It helps your self-esteem. We have all been put through the mud. You know what I mean? We've all been given the shot on one way, shape, or form, and it's affected us internally. You can fix that. Get out in the community and do better for your brother, man. It helps you help yourself. It makes you feel healed from the inside.
Yes.
You're avoiding the pain, hiding the pain, not talking about it, not dealing with it. That's never going to help it. There's ways to help inside of your body without ever saying, I was molested, I was raped, I was beat. You never have to say those words. Get out and go help. Be a call person for the
crisis centers.
Yeah, crisis centers. Domestic violence lines.
Yes.
Those little tiny little things that you just spent an hour of your month. Let's just say 1 hour a month answering phones will help you heal internally. It's a way to start.
I would think so as well. You know, now that you bring that like that, you know, that is a good thing. Another big thing is, once again, is where your establishment is. It has that vibe. It has a comfortability like a home-like setting where you're going home. It's not, hey, I'm going down here, I'll be back later on, you know, set like this, or here, let's go take the people over here. It's like you know, like getting out of work and going home. You carry that ambience. Yes, you actually, personally, I have first-hand experience inside of there, and it was that type of setting immediately. And you guys are doing big things like this, and on behalf of us here at Radius Radio, my Rise and Grind Morning Show, I'm sure Josh Perez, Six, these individuals all throughout will be sitting down, and you know some of the ins and outs already with that, and you have that venue area.
And I like that shop spec, so don't be afraid to get out with some off the wall musician, because there's nothing better than blowing those yelping lines inside my restaurant. So grunge music, you know what I mean?
Fuck yeah, on a realistic fucking level. Fucking ain't no bullshit. Shit, it kicks to where I mean, it is truly incredible the stepping stones that you guys are creating for other individuals as well, and you know the climb with where you guys are going and achieving what you guys are seeking out like that and stuff of that nature. You know, Chef John Young, he like I stated before earlier in the broadcast, when he came up to me, he moves so well. And what I noticed too is while we were eating and stuff of that nature, he came out there and he actually acknowledged us as individuals, like we were family. Hey, fuck, you know, there's my cousin, my uncle, my sister, you know, hey, I haven't seen you in a minute, how you doing, how's the dinner, you know, okay, cool, you know, I moved around. He didn't shake nobody, he didn't do that for an acknowledgement. He went actually like you were home, like you were fucking home. he was realistic about it. The fulfillment that you guys carry is just fucking tremendous as shit. Do you have any upcoming events that are taking place? You have something, watch, let me hold on there. Once a month, you actually showcase a particular event. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
So, are we talking about my charity?
The artist parts.
So, I try and get only New Mexico artists. Now, of course, Josh came to me and he's like, I want to do a meet and greet with Little White, and I'm down for that. You know, whatever makes money, I'm not afraid to make money. but my heart tells me New Mexican artists. So I try very hard to only book New Mexico
The showcase issue is the locals.
I have a boy who, his name is Benny Vicky, and he's Down syndrome. You know, I made him Saturday nights.
The one who's playing the guitar?
He comes out of the kitchen from the dish
Incredible, I wanted you.
I can't do an interview. So his is just his kid with Down syndrome, his mom was a heroin addict and she overdosed. And you know, just the same story.
Yes, exactly.
But this kid is, instead of crawling up into a ball and just waiting to die, he said, I'm gonna do better. And he did. He came to me one day and he's like, I'm living in the shop. And I said, I need a job. I gave him a job dishwashing and we got to rapping. And he told me he liked to play the guitar. And I told him, why don't you bring the guitar in on a Friday? Let's see what happens during lunch. I want to hear him. And he brought that guitar in. He comes out of the kitchen going, you're so big, you're stinky. He don't care. He sits
Full
down.
of diesel.
Yeah, he don't care. Chile in his hair.
Yeah, exactly.
And he sits down in this bar stool that we have set up for him, and he brings out this guitar that's probably worth $100. And he wraps it around his shoulder, and he starts to play. And as soon as his mouth opens,
Oh
it's
my
like
God.
an angel from heaven.
Fucking
comes out.
he's battered.
He's a
He
bad
tripped
man.
me out,
Yeah,
man. That
yeah.
fool, I was very impressed.
So,
You gotta be something special to impress me musically. I'll listen to everybody, I'll push everybody, I'll record. You know what I mean? I'll record you, I'll track you, I'll put you down, you know what I mean? But when you get me like that, shit, I'm gonna fucking make sure we got some fucking shit going on, and that is an individual. I can honestly, personally say on behalf of my mixed up song familia, the New Mexico Legends, that motherfucker is a talented, gifted individual, musically and some more shit.
and just think about it. He's got Down syndrome.
Right.
Most of us are fully bodied and able and don't do the things that this boy has done.
Right.
Don't commit the way this boy has done. Now we're full bodied and able.
Right.
And this kid
right.
has, you know, and for him to just put it out there, like, I love that kid. Anyway, so it's people like that we're looking for.
Yes.
It's people that don't have a name that need a name.
Yes.
That's what we're looking for in our restaurant. We want to bring New Mexico artists and give them a platform, give them a name. They deserve it. My Uncle Chef John believes New Mexicans deserve the opportunity that they haven't been given for over 100 years. And it's time for us as a community to step up and push each other and have that camaraderie between ourselves because we're gente. And I don't care if you're from the south side and I'm from the north side, brother, I got you.
Right.
I'm gonna push you because
Color
you're
got no issue with this
because
shit.
you're a Mexican, because you're a
Right.
gente.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. Full blown. So once a month, you're bringing on into a venue 4 different artists, right? It'll come. How is the time frame for that? Like particularly if other artists out here or bands or groups.
Well, right now I'm scrambling for musicians.
Okay.
Honestly, I'm lined up for this week, and then next week I've got to look into it. With the fair coming, I step out of the building because, like all of you guys know, I'm a partner.
Yes.
So I have 3 jobs, full time on all 3 of them. When the state fair comes to town, I step out of the restaurant during the night, and I work at the fair.
Okay, that's the issue, right? When you brought the state fair, do you take the truck there or do you have a booth?
It has nothing to do with the restaurant. This is just me paying my bills. I go
Oh,
out and
it's
I
a
work.
separate actual 9 to 5.
I work.
On a different,
Well, it's not
different,
9 to
well,
5, but
yeah, well,
I'm a
you know your
carny.
job.
I'm
Yeah.
a carny.
All right. Excuse me. Have you guys considered maybe opening the booth or taking during the fair?
I don't know if you know much about fair politics, but you need
Yes,
10
it's
grand
a
up
big.
front. 10 grand up front. Now I can get in. I've been working the fair as a company
Yes.
for 18 years. My mom was there for 22 before. So we've got to connect that. It's the cash. You got to have 10 grand up front to invest, plus your product, plus be able to stock your booth, plus be able
Really?
to fucking. So I mean, it's a major.
That's
investment.
the
You're looking at
buy-in
15
vendor buy-in.
15 to 20 grand just to get started. But from my experience, $1.
Right.
A scoop of sugar costs you 30 cents,
Right.
and a lemon is a quarter. So for $1.50, I'm making $8 a glass.
Right.
I'm looking at $15,000 a day, every
Right.
day for
That's why the buy-in is so
That's
fucking
why the
high.
buy-in's so high.
Now
I'm just not
those
there
are
yet.
issues you buy into. Those are not
Yeah, I'm not
some
there
of
yet.
this other shit.
Yeah.
Well, you know what I'm saying. I'm seeing
Yeah.
a product.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. I see you like that. I see you
But
scratch
this is
the
my
fence.
hustle. As soon as Rutherford pulls in, he gives me a check, $1,500 cash. He says to run my joint.
Yeah,
And I
there you
run
go.
his joint. He
Right.
gives me $10 an hour cash at the end of it.
Right. And you get to see the fair.
And well, I don't ever get to see the fair.
Well, you
so
know.
I get the joint.
Well, you get to see that.
but I get to make that
The
money, and that's
circus
Christmas
attraction.
for the kids.
The actual circus attraction is the people.
Yeah. And you know me, I'm a lot of so.
Yeah,
so
see,
that's
yeah,
why
me
they
too.
pay
I'm
me.
out there.
That's why they pay me. They're like, give
Right.
this chicken mine.
Yeah, a headset and shit. We are live, local labor.
I used to do the games, but I would go horse every year doing the games.
Oh,
So that's
right,
when I
the
moved to
Parkers and shit of that
Yeah,
nature,
yeah,
right,
yeah.
right. Fuck yeah. So, what specials do you? I know the menu clearly states you have a daily special, right?
Yeah. So with us closing down the Fresh Bistro, we are highlighting those menu items. So you're looking at, he'll do a poached salmon one day, or he likes to do these smoked salmon tacos, and it's just stuff from our old menu off of the old restaurant that we just fused with our new restaurant.
Right.
So he brings out some of those specialty plates for the followers, man.
Right,
For 30
right,
years, those followers made it happen for him.
Yes, exactly.
And he wants to make sure it keeps them happy. So
Right.
every day he specializes something from that menu.
Right. Okay. And does it alternate weekly or daily?
Daily.
Oh,
It's
okay.
always something different.
Okay, so it's basically the
Chef's
draw,
choice.
chef choice draw, the luck of the draw and things of that nature when he wakes up and feels like something of that nature. So
Or he's a big Facebook, so if somebody on Facebook is saying, hey man, when was the last time you brought out those reggae medallions, man? I want some
or
of those."
request type
Yeah,
situation,
So, yeah.
something of that nature.
Yeah, like I said, like us on Facebook. That's how you got we have constant motion on there.
Yeah, fuck yeah. Here, now speaking of that, let's go ahead and get into the contact information on Facebook, social media. The location is 7520 4th Street Northwest. It is out there in Los Ranchos. You can't miss it. It's by the Old Valley Bowl, the Fiesta Lounge. I don't know if y'all are too young or too old to remember that motherfucker. Okay, man. Shit, you know what I'm saying?
Am I young done?
Yeah. I remember these things. Okay, let's read that contact information if you don't mind, so we can get you some of the links and let some of these crazy babies know where we is and how we is and who he is and what's really going on with what we is.
So I'm gonna give you the street address real quick. We're at 7524th Street Northwest. That's in Los Ranchos. We're north of Luna on 4th Street. Our number is 505-361-2278. But the best way to get a hold of us is ABQ-BBQ. Like us on Facebook. You can review us on Yelp. We do respond to Yelp within the hour, as well as any Facebook messages within the hour. So we're real responsive. Hit us up, see what we're doing. We're always trying to make some kind of new models out there in the city.
Fuck yeah, much love and respect for that shit. Fuck yeah, bullshit. And you gotta try this shit. Once again, it is 7520 4th Street Northwest. It's just north of Osuna. Get on out there. They got some wicked food that you would not believe. They got a different flavor. They got the sabor, the flavor that comes across with these things in New Mexico. The true to life actualities of New Mexican food. They have live bands. They have local artists from hip hop to Celtic to rock to full blown heavy metal. We got guitars, folk music, anything of these natures coming in through here. You get on out there, much love and respect to Lindsay Chavez, the girls out there putting it down. This crazy baby, you care to elaborate on the other ladies, my baby's mama and stuff?
Well, the girls I have, Lindsay Chavez, she's a homegirl. I met her through a brother in the biker community about 5 years ago, and we've been close on Facebook. But when push came to shove and I needed some event girls and I couldn't find any, Lindsay came through like a champ. She brought me a 6-foot beauty named Jamie. This chick,
My baby's mom.
not is what we're gonna call her. She has got piernas from heaven. So house. I couldn't have done it without you.
Yeah,
Brother
most
Josh,
definitely.
thank you for keeping me in the loop. And then, of course, Keeper, man, if it wasn't for you, around on the strip and the scene all the time, I wouldn't know what to do.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Much love and respect to you. You guys get on out there. What time do you open?
So we open at 11 o'clock, except for on the weekends. I know what it's like to be hungry at 7 o'clock on a Saturday morning. So we're going to open for brunch for you Saturdays and Sundays. Come out and check my brioche.
What time? 7?
7 o'clock we open for brunch, yeah.
Right on. Fuck yeah. That's on the weekend. And Monday through Friday, we're open at 11.
And we're closed at 9.
Close at 9.
Mondays I'm closed. We are ran completely and 100% by family. So we need to take Sunday night for family dinners. That's important in our family. And then Monday we recoup. I come out and do shit like I'm doing with Keeper today. And I just kind of keep it low key. I need that so that I can go back in there Tuesday.
Get it back on fucking on and popping. Much love and respect to you guys. It is truly an honor that you came out and took the time to speak with my crazy ass this morning. I fucking appreciate it. Like, motherfucker, you know what I mean? Yes, thank you so much. On behalf of my Rise and Grind morning show here on Radius Radio and Arrows Independent Studios, much love and respect to each and every one of you. Make sure that you get out there and get on down there to ABQ-BBQ. Once again, 7520 4th Street Northwest. I got to send some special shout outs, of course, naturally, to Chef John Young himself. Much love and respect to you. We'll be getting with you, Mr. Young, here momentarily next week when we bring in some of the other things that we've been working on and keep you up and running and keep you out there in that motherfucker that you deserve so greatly for your appreciation from all of us in the things that you do for the community, for the city, for the state and abroad, and for your familia. Much love and respect to you, Mr. Young. I got you all day long. Much love and respect to this crazy baby, Mz.Teresa Ruiz from Corvallis, New Mexico itself, the one and only, you know what I mean? Just be careful when you get out there. Don't just look, you know.
There's a sign that says, drive slow, see the city. Drive fast, see the judge.
Fuck yeah. Once again, much love and respect to Lorenzo Otero himself. House, much love. I'll be hollering at you today. Josh, Perez, Unique. We got you. I'm here to push for you, and I'm going to be rapping to you real quick, and I'll be getting your insets sometime this week, probably today. I got you. Don't even trip. Chris Brown, everybody of this nature. Mr. Mario Saiz, the stylistic King Tattoo Parlor. His wife, Nicole Page. Much love and respect to the family, the kids, and everything. From my stuff, you already know. I'll be getting with you as well this week, too. And thank you so much for the donations and things of that nature that you do drop to my dumbass for these other individualistics. I gotta give you guys a shout out for that on more and respect. Much love and respect to my niece and my nephew, Mr. and Mrs. Moreno Chavez, putting it down for me. Amanda holding it. Thank you fucking so very much. I appreciate everything else. I'm so grateful for the things that have been stepped up into my place right now. I gotta send another special shout out, and I'm gonna go ahead and say it to Sparky's Chicano Dog downtown. Much love and respect. I'm so glad, and thank you so much for the individualistic interview that you worked with me last night on. Mayor Tim Keller, I will be posting all of that. I thank you so much, and I'm so grateful for you of all people to give me the acknowledgement that you did last night on where I am right now in my situation. Thank you so very much. Fernando Ortega, Street Fame Hydraulics, all more respect to you, my brother, and each and every one of you. Six, Dre from Reloaded Talent, much love and respect. Duke City Event Center, make sure you get at them as well and holler at them. Don't even trip about some of those other things like that. They got you. All full blown. Once again, ABQ-BBQ, and all of us here at Radius Radio at Arrows Independent Studios. I am Keeper with the New Mexico Legends, the Mixed Up Sound Familia. I wish you all a very blessed week. Blessed day. And we'll be hollering at Miss Ruiz next week again about some of the other things that we've been progressed with in this past week. Much love and respect to each and every one of you from all of us here at Arrows Independent Studios in the fabulous 505 City.
Let's go eat.
Fuck yeah.
Hungry?
Yeah,
Let's go to the truck stop and eat some fucking pancakes.
Okay, watch
Mr.
me grab
Puts
this.
maple syrup on a
Candy
piece of
and
shit
fruit.
with a pancake.
I'm funny.
You are funny.
Get here, let's go this way. Let me get this in.
Pepsi's so good. I'm gonna be that lady that gets grossest drinking Pepsi.
No, no.